I Bhim Kishore from MNT News Network. I invite every viewers from MNT News Network. As you all know, on every Sunday we have a special prime time session in English. For today's topic, we have Bengal, Begumpura of Guru Ravidas ji cannot be established without implementation of directive principles of state policy. We have a very beautiful topic. For the topic, we have a prominent speaker, Mool Nivasi, Pawan Kumar, Sanvidhaan Prabodhak from Punjab. I welcome Pawan Kumar sir so that he can enlighten us on this topic. Pawan Kumar sir. जय भीम जय मूल निवासी जय भारत जय संविधान आई वेलकम यू सर ऑन एमएनटी
Jai
न्यूज
Bhim, Jai
नेटवर्क
Moolnivasi, Jai Bharat, Jai Sanvidhaan. Thank you very much. Thank you.
sir. Today we have invited you on this very beautiful and important topic that Begumpura of Guru Ravidas ji cannot be established without implementation of directive principles of state policies. Sir, how you would like to talk upon the topic and how would you like to enlighten our viewers on this topic? Please, sir.
First of all, I wish to thanks MNT News Network team for selecting me on this important topic, and it would be a really honor for me if we'll do justice with this important topic. And first of all, I wish to mention here this discussion of this day. I want to dedicate to my father who left us recently. Initially, I was not being able to talk, but because after thinking 1 or 2 days, I decided to talk on this topic and accepted this challenge. I think English is not a very good, but however,
It's a
because the
it's a
Punjab,
very big loss that you have lost your father. It is a very big loss, and still you are managing yourself to give your precious time for this topic, sir. Sir, please, and I request and I suggest we can say that we are with you and our whole team is with you because you have lost. You have a very big loss, and now I think we should start from this topic. What do you think about that, and how you can connect these Begumpura with the directive principles of state policies, and how will you elaborate the importance of both the topics? Are these topics different or are these the same? Please, sir. Over to you, sir.
thank you. Thank you. Before I start, I again want to mention here that Begumpura concept given by our very revolutionary Guru Ravidas and preamble of this constitution are the same thing. As Begumpura means where there is a no pain, there is a no discrimination, there is a no inequality in status, in income, in all other walk of the life, where there is a equality. That is the Begumpura, and this is the object of our constitution. However,
Yes, sir.
after so many decades, after implementation of the Constitution of India, and after changing the so many governments, and this ignorance about the directive principle state policy is a major hurdle to achieve the preamble and establish the Begumpura, because people of India is not aware about the directive principle state policy, and therefore they are not making the pressure on the elected government to make the rules according to the directive principle of state policy. Therefore, all we when I think seriously, today the ignorance of the directive principle state policy is brought us on this point that this ignorance is a main danger to the humanity of the all world, because population in India is sharing the almost 18% of population of the world. So therefore, the people of India, which is not very much aware about the directive principle state policy of India, and therefore their rule, regulation, and inequality could not be um, could
Achieved.
not be finished. So therefore, we are very
Sir,
much
then, sir, who is you mentioned that people are not aware. So whose fault is this? People, is this the people's fault or the government fault that they are not aware about the directive principles of state policy? Whose fault is this?
very important question. I think both are the equally responsible. But however, because we have adopted the democracy, therefore we cannot be ruled the ignorance of the people. Main reason is the ignorance of the people. Because after making the directive principle state policy, Dr. Ambedkar, while explaining the object underlying the directive principle of state policy, observed, while we have established a political democracy, it is also the desire that we should lay down as our idol economic democracy. We don't want merely to lay down a mechanism to enable the people to come and capture power. The constitution also wishes to lay down an idol before those who would be forming the government. That idol is economic democracy, whereby so far I am concerned, I understand to means one man, one vote. This is very important thought, and this was even quote Dr. Ambedkar in his last speech in the Constitution Assembly on I think 25th November 1949. So that
Okay.
economic democracy, that is very important terms. Economic democracy
Yes.
or and links with the Begumpura, because all the social structure of India, which was based on the Manu Samriti and wholeheartedly accepted by the even who are the sufferer. Therefore, economic democracy, non-availability of economic democracy is not even suffering. He is suffering alive. However, they are main hurdle to bring the social democracy, political democracy, that all because of non-availability of economic democracy. And directive principle state policy is all want to bring the economic democracy on this nation. So therefore, I wish to one by one explaining the directive principle by linking how it is important and how it will be a contribute to the economic democracy. And directive principle state policy is mentioned in the constitution at article 36 to
Yes.
51. And 36 is just a meaning of the state as mentioned in the part 3, and application of the principle contained in this part in 37 article. There is this is not enforceable by any court. This is very important.
Yes.
Directive
Very
principle
important,
state
sir.
policy is not enforceable in court, and it means that we can't go to the court that the government is not implementing this directive. But
Yes.
Dr. Ambedkar has given the thought in this
Like
section behind
fundamental
the
rights.
directive. Fundamental rights equally hai ye. All Dr. Ambedkar, when observed, this aspect of the matter was explained by Dr. Ambedkar when he observed, all theft, there is a no sanction against the state in the legal sense if it does not implement these directives, but the state would be answerable to the people every time at the time of election, and the people would reject the government which did not take steps toward the implementation of these directives. It had been considered as an effective sanction against the state in the Constitution Assembly. Matlab, it will be a responsibility of the pupil that the
Yeah.
government should they should change the government who is not making the law according to the directive
Directive
principle
principles, state
state
policies.
policy, keeping in view of the object of the directive principle state policy, that is idle, that is the economic democracy.
It
Means
means they
this
can
is
be
very important.
implemented by the people. We
By
can
the
just say,
people.
yeah,
Yes,
not
yes,
by
yes.
the law,
If if
not by the court, by the people.
by the people is a effective
Yes.
sanction that observed by the constitutional assembly while making this directive principle. The state secure the 38 in the 38 article, the state to secure the social order for the promotion of the welfare of the people. The state shall strive to promote the welfare of the people by securing the and protecting the effective as it may be social order in which the justice, social, economic, and political shall inform all the institution of the national life. This is the same like as mentioned in the preamble of this constitution.
Yes,
And
sir.
another, the state strive to minimize the inequality in income and endeavor to eliminate the inequality in status, facilities, and opportunities, not only amongst the individual but also among the group of the people residing in the different area of engage in the different vocations. This is very important. Firstly, it was a idol of the directive principle, that is economic democracy and
Yes.
inequality. This article is also smelling the same idol, that is economic democracy means
Yes,
we
sir.
have to finish the economic inequality by the
Inequality.
any mean, by the rule. Therefore, in another, in 39 article, certain principle of the policy to be followed by the state shall particular direct the its policy toward securing that the citizen, man, woman equally have the right to an adequate means of livelihood. It is a duty of the state to provide the working place each individuals of this nation. This is the who is cross the
Equal
childhood
opportunity like preamble.
preamble. Therefore, I just
Yes,
want to
sir.
bring the preamble here: the equality of status, of opportunity, and to promote among them all. Equality of
Yes.
opportunity, when we have to decide, it is this mean is not this government has published the 100 post of some category and tell the nation to apply all and it will be equality. No, if we have
No.
a workable pupil who's from 18 to 16-year-old pupil, that is a 100 crore pupil. Government of India had produced the 100 crores opportunity for each individual, one opportunity for each individual, and giving the equal status, equal economics as far as possible.
Opportunity.
Because but now we have reached in the state, in the stage where the same table two clerk or three clerk are sitting and one is taking the 12,000 and one and 1 lakh and one again 30,000. This is a inequality in income. That is a
And
dangerous thing,
it's
that is a
inequality
result
in
of
status
non.
also.
And it reflects in the status also, and it is due to non-implementation of directive principle state policy, because who are electing the government, they are unaware about the directive principle state policy. So therefore, this is a most important topic, and we must make the people aware, and this is happening through the BS4 Abhiyan, which is started from the 2018 by the BAMSEV, and BS4 Abhiyan is भारत का संविधान, इसका सम्मान, सुरक्षा एंड संवर्धन मीन्स कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इंडिया, its respect, its security, and its adoption in every walk of the life. Therefore, we are able to come on this conclusion that the directive principle of state policy is being compromised very dangerously, and this is a dangerous and challenging situation for the people of India as well as the world. That next 39B, that the ownership and control of the material resources of the community are so distributed as best to subserve the common goods. This is very clear cut. The material resources which are available on the piece of land, that is India, it should be
Yes.
distributed equally, each citizen. And what is happening
Sir,
in
is it
this nation
happening right
now?
now? Is it happening
This
right
is a
now?
dangerous. We are seeing the people and the son of some political leader are purchasing the hill complete mountains and a big
Yes.
quantity of land. This is a dangerous thing, and people should aware this. This is against the constitution, and it can be corrected by making the government which dedicated to the directive principle state policy, and after forming that government we can make it without any hesitation that this unconstitutional move which were based on the anti anti directive principle state policy, it is null and void, and this complete property, complete material which has been concentrate in the few hands, that is the property of this nation, and it should be a distribution in befitted manner to the common people of India. And this is the solution, and this is the main object, this awareness which are we are
But
discussing now.
sir, it means you are saying that is there any place of privatization in Constitution of India? I haven't found. Would you like to guide me that in a preamble we could not find privatization word, and in directive principle state policies we also cannot find word privatization. So, sir, do you think what is that, and why people are not coming together and coming forward to implement or to take action with the directive principles, and they make government they force government to follow directive principles of state policy? Yes, sir. We will make it. We will join it. Don't worry. Okay. So I asked a question that you explained the preamble of Constitution of India. You explained directive principles of state policies. I could not found or I could not find a word privatization. And you were talking about some that resources are being sold to one person or two persons, and it means they are giving government land or government resources. Government resources means public resources in some what we can say countable people. We can count on our fingers how many people are and they are holding our resources. So would you like to tell us that is there any place of privatization in Constitution of India, whether it is in preamble or directive principle of state policy, sir?
This is very important question. This is very important question. This is a dangerous move we have adopted by privatization the national institutions. There is a no provision of the privatization. There is a only provision that we should have to promote a industrialization, that is cottage industry on an individual or cooperative basis in rural area, or we can say that we have to establish a small industries as per this directive principle, but there is a no mentioning that we can go to the private way. This is a due to ignorance of the people. We are not being able to stop this privatization, but nationalization is the only solution on this directive principle is telling that we
Yes,
should
sir.
have to go nationalize the each privatization which have been carried out last 2-3 decades by the government, and due to ignorance of the people should have to think seriously, like this discussion this is going on this evening, and this type of discussion should be in the every family, every individual, every friend, every circle. And this directive principle should be a agenda of discussion of every individual when I go through this directive principle statutory during the BS4 Abhiyan. Therefore, I going to the next, which will be more clear where is we are wrong and what we have to take the corrective measure in the next
But
coming
sir,
days.
one question I have also for you. You are saying that it is the fault of people, and you are saying that you are running a program of BS4, Bharatiya Sanvidhaan, Samman, Surakha, Samvardhan. But don't you think that now every political person is having Constitution of India, and they are promoting and saying that we are the one who will establish the Constitution of India, like Rahul Gandhi. Even he is having the copy of Constitution. PM Narendra Modi, what he does, he salute in front of Indian Constitution. But you are saying you are the only one who is spreading or making aware people about the Indian Constitution. How is it possible, sir? What they are doing is, are they cheating, or they are cheating with the people of India, or they are just trapping the people of India? What do you want to say on that topic, sir?
Uh, this is very important question, and due to social structure of this India and that inequality in status and income, we have came to at such a place where there is a politics is a dirty game. This has been established in this minds of the common people of the India, and this is not a fair player. There is an this is not fair play in the politics. Therefore, each who are listening and who are saying about the constitution all knows that we are all not aware about the directive principle state policy, and we are also same time they both the listener and the teller are the same position, and we are not committed to the directive principle state policy. We are not going to give the equal rights in the all walks, whether it's economical, political, socially. I just want to one question. I just wish to tell the people of India just one
Yes, please, sir,
question we
please.
should have with ourselves and any political leader and any individual to test whether it is a right human being to conduct the parliament, or a good citizen, or a good leader. And that question will depend upon the 43 article. It is my personal view, because 43 article is telling the provision of living wage, etc., for the worker. This is very important, and I think this is the
Yes, sir.
main this is the soul of the economics of this nation. The state shall endeavor to secure the suitable legislation or economic organization or in any other way to all workers, agriculture, industrial, or otherwise, work a living wage, condition of work ensuring the decent standard of life and full enjoyment of leisure and social and cultural opportunities, and in particular the state shall endeavor to promote the cottage industry on an individual or cooperative basis in the rural area. This is that there should be a living wage of the worker, whether it is agriculture, industrial, or otherwise, any type of worker, there should be a living wage. And what is the what is the living wage means, what should be a amount for per hour or per complete day. And when you put any question, even when I put this question to myself, I was not even able to give the right answer. But after long thinking, after long discussion, we have reached this situation. Even some domestic help I have to hire for my domestic work. We should have to pay him living wage 200 per hour. When I disclose this with
But
my
sir,
wife, he,
it's you are talking about
it
living wage, but it's a
living
minimum wage.
wage.
Don't you think? Yeah, it's a minimum wage, sir. The government is giving minimum wage. They are not giving us
Minimum.
uh,
There is
living
a
wage. Why,
no
sir?
confusion.
I don't know. I'm in my personal view, living wage is a correct sense, because minimum wages came into force in 1948, and in the year 1950 this constitution came into force. Therefore, the provision of this directive principle, that is living wage, that term should be used, and that is smelling dignified life, ensuring the dignified life of the worker.
Dignified.
Workers means
It means
I
that
am government
government is
employee.
working against the constitution. Government is
Ah,
working against the constitution of India. They are playing with the
because
constitution.
because ignorance of the people. क्योंकि people is not being able to correct that government because of ignorance of this directive principle. Therefore, I just want to we should have to put a question to our even Rajiv Gandhi, even you can put the Prime Minister Modi, even you can every individual. What is the living wage, and how what should be a rate of this living wage? In my personal view, therefore, I am telling per hours there is a rate. There should be a rate of living wage, that is 3 to 400 per hours. This is equal. If we are going to give the equality, it should be a start from our the domestic help. It should be
Yes.
even we are not going to this accept this is not going to happen in government way, but government have to make the make the law. If anyone have to hire the services of any individual, and this is the minimum bar, this is the living wage which is being treated as minimum wage, and it should be a 300 per hour. No one can hire the anyone services for less than 300 per hours, and it will be a completely change the psycho of this nation, and inequality jo finishing of the inequality of income in some way. And other thing is therefore, because if we are not calculating the 43 article living wage as I told, so we are not going to able the give the MSP as per the 48th article of this constitution, where the provision of the uh, organization of agriculture and animal husbandry. The state shall endeavor to organize the agriculture and animal husbandry on the modern and scientific lines, and shall in particular take the step of the preparation and preserving and improving the breeds, and prohibiting the slaughter of cow. India is exporting the beefs, and directive principle state policy is telling prohibiting the slaughter of cow and calves and other milch and drought cattle. uh, this is very importantly ignorance of the directive principle is the main hurdle to achieving the Begumpura as well as the preamble of this nation. There is a many other important provision of the directive principle which is required to be adopted by the government by making the law. That is one of them is 13 and C, that the preparation of the economic system does not result in the concentration of the wealth and means of the production of the common determine concentration of the wealth. Matlab,
It
what
is
is
happening.
happening
It is
now?
happening in India.
What is
It is
happening?
happening in India.
This is very clear
Yes.
cut. There was no provision for the Adani Ambani in this directive principle
Yes.
state. A very clear
Yes.
cut, and due to ignorance of the people and people of India, I just want to tell the people of India should start thinking the, where this complete economy is being gathered in the few hand, and where it is being invested in the other part of the world. It should be also brought in the paper, so that as and when the government of the people who are dedicated to the directive principle is formed, so that their that economics that material, that is money, can be a uh, reverted back to the nation.
Sir, now we have less number of seconds or minutes are left. Before ending this session, I would like to ask a brief message from your side to conclude your message, to conclude your topic, sir. Please, sir, a brief message for our viewers.
This is thank you, thank you. This is my message to the viewer is this that we cannot afford any more ignorance about the directive principle state policy, because this ignorance is dangerous to the world. Ignorance of the people of India is now danger to the world, because the people of India is spreading everywhere in the world, and they are very cheap labor.
Yes.
They are making hurdle to their working people in their countries, and we are selling our labor well in cheap way, and therefore they are also seeing us not up to the level people. Therefore we should have to very very seriously think about the directive principle state policy. We should have to make the seminar, we should have to individual study on the directive principle. Our advocate lobby should have start thinking seriously, adequately, and we should have to prepare our coming generation, not only for the clerk, for making the
Yes.
small or big clerk. We should have to prepare our generation who are ready to induct the parliament of this nation to implement this directive principle state policy, because this is a responsibility of the people of India and it cannot be enforceable from the court. Therefore my message is this very clear cut. Due to a short span of time, I could not explain each and every article from 36 to
But
51,
you
but
explained very
nature of the
beautifully, sir, with the
I
important
think
message. You just gave a very important message to our viewers, and thank you so much. And now I would like to conclude this meeting, this session. And with us today, we were having Mool Nivasi Pawan Kumar, Sir, Sanvidhaan Prabodhak from Punjab. He very beautifully explained the session and explained the topic. And thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much. And in future also, sir, we will invite you on different topics. We would like to hear from you. Thank you so much. Jai Bhim, Jai Mool Nivasi, Jai Bharat, Jai Sanvidhaan, sir.
Jai Bhim, Jai Mulwasi. Thank you.